Hey everyone, great box here today. I'm super excited. I have absolutely no clue what it is. So we've got this card here, but you know what? I think we're gonna shake it up. We're not gonna shake the box. We're just gonna shake the episode up and do things a little bit differently today. I've got a guest here who you've met before, Alan Hart of Gem A. So I'm gonna have Alan come in and join me and we're gonna unbox this together and see what kind of gem ventures. Great term, isn't it? What kind of gem ventures we're gonna have today. I don't think there's anything alive in here or anything that's gonna jump out at me. I never quite know. Gem mysteries, gem venture. I like gem ventures better than gem mysteries because I like adventures, especially adventures that involve gray boxes. Get some popcorn. I like popcorn and M&Ms when I watch really fun things on TV or YouTube. Are you excited?
I am excited.
Welcome,
How are you?
Welcome
Thank you.
to unboxing. Say hello to our fellow
Hello
gem.
everyone again.
They're gem nerds just like us.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I know. That's not a term. That's a term of endearment, right?
Yeah. I'm actually quite excited. I want to look, but
Do you
I'm
know
not
how?
sure what to do.
That's why I said we have to wait till the camera's rolling.
That's right. Yeah.
How did you feel about the last time we did an unboxing? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, it's
Yeah?
excellent. I loved it.
So this is gonna be just as fun, if not better.
Yeah, I
We've
hope
got two
so. I
boxes.
hope so.
Do you know what's in the boxes?
I do, but I don't know what.
No,
I
it's
know what it is.
Can we rip out the cards at the same time? Fluorite, Rogerly Mine, England. Oh, geez, you know something about England, don't you?
That's
Where
where
do
I
you
live.
live? You live there.
I don't live in the Rogerly Mine, but I do live in England. Yeah.
Where in England do you live?
I live in London.
So how far is London from the Rogerly Mine?
It's about a 5-hour drive.
Through the English countryside,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
probably gorgeous.
Sometimes, unless it's raining, it rains a lot in England. This is really exciting because I was at the mine a few months ago.
Really? Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about the mine.
English mines are small.
Okay.
They're relatively small and enclosed, and you think, like, see these beautiful specimens. When you actually get there, you think, wow, they came out of that.
Like, I've been in mines, you just walk straight in.
The current mining, they have levels, so you drive and have it straight through, and you walk into the vein. And
Have you ever been like harnessed and dropped down a hole before?
Buckets and kibble, they call that in the old days.
I don't think
Put your foot in a bucket, hold the rope, and they just lower you down.
Could you think you could ever do that?
Yeah, I think so. I've been in one of the old Cornish silver mines.
Yeah.
Sorry, copper mines, and I went down to like 500 fathoms, about 3,000 feet, and that was in a cage. It was a bit scary. It was rattling, and it got colder and dark and colder and dark. And there's lots of miners above me in the cage above. There's now 3,000 feet of rock above me in this tiny level. When you get down, your eyes get accustomed to the dark. When you come up, it's called coming to grass.
Yeah.
And when you come out and you see greenery, it's almost a moment, a moment of like, wow, it's so green and beautiful, because all you've seen is dark, dank, dull.
When I came out of a mine, it was so dark I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. And like the sunshine, I just wanted to kiss the grass.
True darkness is quite scary,
Oh
because you
my
put your fingers there and you can't see it.
I talked about that in another episode before. When I was in Brazil one time, I lost power.
Yeah.
True darkness in my apartment. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. Okay, so Fluorite, Rogerly Mine is about 5 hours away from London by car.
Yeah.
Can you take a train there?
Take a train and take a taxi, but that's going to cost a lot of money, so you need a car to get there, really.
You guys drive on the other side of the road than we do.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you think we drive on the wrong side of the road?
Yes, I do.
You guys call cookies biscuits, don't you?
Yeah, that's what they are, biscuits.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, they're cookies. Why are there two boxes?
That's a really good question. For Rogerly Mine, the only thing I can think of is different colours, because fluorite comes in a load of colours. One might be a gem made of the material from the mine, so you might have rough and cut.
Or can I get so lucky and have jewelry?
I doubt it.
You know,
Fluorite's relatively soft, you know. You usually see it as collector's gems. In jewellery, sometimes you've seen it as carved pieces, cabochons, carvings. When it's translucent, they get nice big gemstones, but they're not really set in jewellery.
You're raining on my parade.
No, I'd see what the fluorites from there can be absolutely stunning. You know, you go out to a party or something, you go bang like that, it's got perfect cleavage fluorites, and you go zoom, it's going to be.
Yeah, that's no What color do you think are in these boxes? Blue. I'm familiar with blue John fluorite.
Green. I'll tell you what, it's going to be green fluorite. It's going to have a sort of, in daylight, it will fluoresce. I don't know what these lights will do. Small crystals, probably about 2 or 3 centimetres. There might be a big one on there.
You've seen this, haven't you?
And there might be interpenetrant twins, because fluorite can twin, so the crystals, when they grow, can have a slight defect when they grow differently. No, I've just seen a lot of fluorite specimens from there, so I'm really interested to see, because I just don't know what to expect. You know, it's like a surprise, isn't it?
Are there any other gemstones besides fluorite that are major to England?
Jet.
Jet?
Whitby jet. Get some aquamarines from Ireland, really nice ones, old style.
You don't think it's going to be jewelry? Probably a specimen or a cut stone.
Yeah,
They're
on a flat piece of
heavy.
matrix. Can I lift my box?
You can lift your box, just don't shake it.
Oh, that's
that heavy?
than I expected. It's heavier than yours.
That is heavier than mine. Did you hold mine?
You might have a gemstone then. No, that's the gem. That is the gem, and this is the specimen.
Do you know what the term nose goes?
No.
We play this at summer camp.
Okay.
And whoever touches their nose last has to open their box. I didn't even finish talking. Oh, fine. I'll open my box. Ready?
That's so disappointing.
Is this what they come in the fluorite mines?
Yeah, could be.
You found this in central London, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Under the, what do you call your metro system there?
The tube.
Yeah, you found that in the tube.
On the tube, yeah.
Oh, does it work? Oh, it does work. This one doesn't. Oh, that does work. Okay, so maybe you're right about it fluorescent.
So hang on, what's this one?
That's blue light. So it's
I get it. It's fluorescent lamp, isn't it? Of course, fluorite, fluorescence.
So this is not a specimen from England.
No. Wow, that's really bright.
All right, nose goes. Open your box.
I've got the specimen then. Oh, I've got this card though. Do I look at this card? The bluebell pocket.
Okay, so the bluebell pocket, I'm guessing, is in the fluorite Rogerly line.
Yes. That's right. When they mined it, they come into a lot of cavities in the vein system.
Okay.
And sometimes the cavities will either remind them of something, or it will remind them of something that they're part of their family or something. They can name it after anything. There was a really good pocket, good specimens came out. They called it the bluebell pocket, and there was the rat's nest pocket.
Funny,
funny names.
Funny
they
names.
Give them, yeah. And actually, the latest one of the big pockets that came out recently was called the Wolfie pocket, and that was named after the dog. Are you ready?
I'm ready. If you're
ready. Here we
go. Nose goes. You knew exactly what that was. You saw this before, didn't you?
No, not at all.
Wow, can you believe that color? Look at that color. And look at that crystal structure.
Amazing, isn't it?
That is absolutely fantastic.
That is brilliant.
Man, this is heavy.
Look at that.
Okay, so first thing that I noticed is the color. What's the first thing that you notice?
Yeah, the colour. Fluorite always is the colour. It's absolutely amazing. It's an emerald green. This is this white stuff. It sometimes gets these little fractures on.
Looks like gold.
Something. Yeah, be careful. No, but what sometimes they do is that some of the specimens up there have this slight frosting on the surface.
And that's a solid green. Like there's no secondary hues. That is
no, it's straight green.
It looks like an emerald.
Yeah.
But I think you know for sure it's not an emerald because of the crystal structure. So if you had a rough of this
that's
and
a very good point.
Good,
yeah. And also remember, it's isotropic. It's cubic. So it's isotropic mineral, so it's got one refractive index.
Okay.
So light, when it goes through the same all around it.
And emerald is doubly refractive.
Doubly refractive is hexagonal crystals.
So the light splits when it goes
into
through the
two.
stone.
So it's an easy way to tell. But also, you get your iron, it's pretty low dispersion. Look, it's not, I won't say it's dull, but it's a very even green.
It's not as like scintillating as
as emerald.
What I love about all gems is like that 90-degree angle right there, that's natural.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so cool.
Yeah, but that's nature.
How does that happen?
Finest.
I mean, it's just the atoms are stacking perfectly.
Yeah. It's just law of physics and chemistry. You know, that's how atoms work. When they start crystallizing, minerals start crystallizing, depending on the nature of the atoms and the bonding structures, they form. They only form in 7 different crystal systems. Cubic is one of the most beautiful ones, I think.
When I've thought of like fluorite from England, like blue or a little bit more cooler hues, I never thought green.
No, fluorite from Northern England is really famous. It came in a load of different colours. The most prized really was the deep greens. There was one mine up there called the Hart mine. That is famous because the Hart mine fluorite was both very deep green and very lustrous. I know that the Rogerly mine, where this comes from, they were really hoping to find Hart's quality green. The bluebell, this was really close.
Okay.
It's what we call a classic locality. There's certain places around the world you get classic fluorite localities.
What are some other examples of that?
France.
Oh,
there was a France. Blue fluorite in France, really
anywhere
famous.
Near the Champs-Élysées?
No,
right.
further down. Spain, classic fluorites from Spanish localities.
Huh, I did not know that.
China recently produced some of the best. China is such a huge country, great geology. There was only a matter of time before the Chinese found some wonderful fluorites.
When you see this specimen, it's pretty cool the way it is. But why wouldn't you just pluck these out and cut those stones?
Mineralogy, a connoisseur of minerals, that's sacrilege.
I think I just hit a nerve.
Dear, sometimes you think, it's nice to preserve this as a mineral specimen.
That was what a gemologist would say, right?
Yeah, well, no, gemologists saying, I'm going to cut that and I'll make a nice necklace, I'll sell it, it'll look really beautiful, which is great, people can do that. But sometimes I think the specimens are just as beautiful not being cut.
Spoken like a true mineral lover.
And that's from someone who works at Gem A. I'll tell you what, it's one of those minerals that people start collecting when they're young.
Because it's affordable.
Because it's affordable and it's nice form and there's great colours. And I know there's a great mineralogist called Sir Arthur Russell. We call him Britain's greatest mineralogist. And fluorite was his favourite mineral because of diversity of colour and form and size and localities. There's some great mines up there.
I feel that right there. You can put it down, or I can hold it. Can you feel like that's really sharp?
Yeah, this is it's a perfect cubic mineral. It crystallizes cubic system.
We don't probably have the flashlight. We probably have the flashlight because it's going to fluoresce.
Oh,
that's not fluorescing right there.
That is from that. Take your glasses off a minute. Look at this.
But the blue light is...
No, look. Right,
slightly, you see what I mean?
Slightly, but look, nothing will come close to that.
All right, you're right.
But when you take this out in the daylight, it does exactly this. It's a deep, deep blue colour.
You know, you're right. I thought it was just the light, but you're right. I can see, like, at the base of the crystal, it looks like it's someone plugged it in.
And I'll tell you what you notice also, it is cubic, but the crystals are slightly elongated, and that's another feature.
Yeah, like right there. It is.
So look how elongated these are. Some of the fluorites
you're right, it's not a perfect cube, but they've got these perfect angles, which I've always been fascinated about.
Yeah. Cubic. And this one, look, let's call it some twins here. See this one here, slightly twinned together. Depending on the angle and relationship, it's either parallel growth, which is pretty unusual, or they're
twins right here.
Interpenetrant twins, because they look like they're going into each other.
So you think that this is more valuable as a whole piece?
Yeah, of course.
Let's say that you're in the mine. You're just going to see this smack dab popping out at you.
Yeah, in the mine, the actual mine itself. If you look at that, actually, you turn it the other way. It's a flat. It's a flat surface. Yeah.
Right. So this probably was facing out, and then they cut, and then they found this pocket.
Yeah, the mines up in North England, but where these come from, they're hosted in limestone, and limestone has a strata. And over millions of years, that strata has sort of crushed and expanded, and fluids have come up and flattened in the cracks, and those fluids are precipitated. So the fluorites used to be found in flats. They used to call them, we've hit the flats.
Oh, that's
so these
cool.
huge flat horizons that crystals are growing, then you go in there and you prise open the flats and find them. So some of them could be tens of meters long. And I'll tell you what, when I was there, I've been there twice now, and they've hit a really nice purple zone, and everything's covered in mud. So all the pockets are full of clay, and you get totally filthy, really filthy.
That sounds like fun though. This is green right here. Could I find purple or blue fluorite?
Not blue from there. Probably some people watching that. Yes, you can, but it's very rare.
Okay.
It's usually greens, it's usually purples, and there are occasional yellows.
But in the same pocket, you can find different colors, yeah?
Yeah,
so the bluebell pocket is green.
Yeah. I don't know why they call it bluebell. There's a bluebell railway, and there's bluebell forests, and bluebell. It's nice bluebell. Is there? Really?
What's your favorite fact about fluorite?
My favorite fact about fluorite is its colour.
Do you know what Skittles are?
Are those tiny sweets?
Yeah, they used to have a commercial that said, "Taste the rainbow." With fluorite, it could be like see the rainbow because there's so many different colors.
That's really good. The other thing about this mine, this was one of the first, was in recent mines in the UK that was opened just to find fluorite. It wasn't mined for fluorite being an industrial chemical, it was actually mined for specimens.
Yeah, okay, so what other things, fluoride, to keep your teeth healthy, what other things is fluorite used for?
Acid, producing hydrofluoric acid. Massively dangerous, hydrofluoric acid is so corrosive, you don't want to go anywhere near it.
I did not know that.
And they use fluorite in smelting. So they put it in an iron furnace, you put all the iron in there, the iron ore, you throw fluorite in, the fluorite would then take out all the impurities of the iron, aluminium, phosphorus. Then the iron is much more efficient to get out. Not many people realise this, but fluorite was named because it was to flow, because it made the iron ore flow better, not for its fluorescence. And then fluorine was discovered in fluorite.
Okay.
And they named fluorine from fluorite.
Huh.
Not because of its fluorescence. And fluorescence was named after fluorite. It's a classic British mineral.
Okay, so I'll just say this might be your favorite.
Huh?
I will say I was expecting something like a piece of jewelry or a huge stone, but once you look at this with the flashlight and the UV light, this is a pretty impressive piece right here. Very
and
cool.
just think, the mines don't last forever.
So where else in the world can you find fluorite?
Oh, it's quite common.
It's probably not underneath my feet though.
Where are we?
We're in Tennessee.
Illinois, there's some great fluorites from Illinois.
That's a little bit further north.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
My geography
okay.
of middle USA is really good. I always said it's really hard to find stuff. Only it occurs in a few places in the Earth's crust. You can dig for a life and not find a thing.
This literally came out of the ground. Alan and I did nothing to this. It came out of the ground looking just like this. Yeah. You're spending the whole day in the mine, it's dark and cold and you're exhausted, and then you see these colors.
Yeah.
I mean, that would just make your day.
Yeah.
I'd jump for joy.
They unearthed the pocket while I was there, huge boulder, and then it fell on the ground, and this thing broke, and in the middle were these great big purple
broke in
fluorites.
front of you?
It was safe. They dropped it, and it broke, and there was all these fluorites. They were bright purple, and I was
That's so cool.
And we all rushed in, and we got the hose pipes to get all the mud out, and this thing just shone there, and it was like, wow. And then the next thing you think was, how do you trim it to transport it? Because this thing was like that. They have what they call diggers and things like that, where you can pull it away, and then when that becomes not efficient enough, then if you find a vein structure, then you can drive an adit on the vein structure and follow it and get the pockets.
I spend a lot of my time at work in front of a camera. Could you imagine spending like 40 hours a week underground?
Yeah, but it's enjoyable because it's like a treasure hunt every day. The guy who owns the mine, I know him very well, and he's a dealer. He does a lot of routine work and administration and working, and he says he loves going out in the countryside, going to his mine, never knowing that he might put his hand in the pocket and pull out the most incredible
I feel that
ever.
same thing about grey boxes.
So you live his life like that every day.
I mine through grey boxes.
This beautiful dark room.
Every time I see grey boxes, I just want to open them. Yeah. You know, there's something really cool in there, and I'm not allowed to know.
So I just imagine going around supermarkets.
I don't open
the grey box store, thinking like, ooh, like.
Gem venture. You like that phrase we use?
Yes. No, you use that phrase. The reason why is people who first mined this were UK mining ventures,
and
they put ventures on the end, and I was like, everyone was thinking, oh, that's quite a neat name, really.
Ventures, yeah.
UK mining ventures. It sounds like discovery and adventure. Well, it is, you know, mining venture.
I think that's what everyone in our business has in common. They love the adventure, the hunt. Yeah. So let's say you have these mines closed down, does the value of fluorite go up?
They become collectible. So, you know, whatever happens through time, collections get thrown away, collections get discarded. So
sad. Or maybe they're given to the Natural History Museum.
And we hoard them all, and we go, yes, we've got all the treasures in the world. I shouldn't say that about museums. But yeah, that sometimes the mine will go, and then you will have what's left, and that's it. And the value will go up because there's no more. But then what happens then is it reaches this really weird tipping point where someone says, wow, I wonder if we can actually go and find any more. And then the mine will be reopened using new technology or new techniques.
That is so
It's almost cyclical, like, oh yeah, then someone will go back. I like the format of this. Imagine doing this around the world. So going to museums and saying, hey, set up a studio and say, hey, this one box, something from the collection.
You know what would be really cool if our gem nerds watching would comment and let us know where they would want us to unbox something first. If we could do gemstone gem unboxings around the world. Yeah.
Well, what they'd like to see, that'd be interesting. It'd be really interesting to see what they'd like to see come out the box, and what would you really think would be great. And the boxes are quite similar size.
I mean, I could get this through customs.
When we get a box like this, and you think, wow, what is really in that?
Yeah, and then they're gonna put something in it that bites me, right? There's gonna be a snake or something. I'm kind of amazed at look how far deep that goes into the.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
absolutely.
Cool
it's
right
quite
there.
big.
Look at how far
it's like a sandwich.
Off the top of your head, do you know what type of element gives fluorite its green color?
That's a really good question. It's been debated for a long time. Calcium fluoride, okay?
Okay.
The reason for colouring minerals is usually defects in the crystal structure, impurities, or when I say defects, I mean whole colour centres. Now, fluorine is a really very reactive element, and it has sometimes. Over millions of years, you get radiation, and it sometimes damages, low-level radiation damages the structure, and you get hole centres. And the hole centres are really an electron that's trapped where a fluorine atom should be.
That's really cool.
And when light hits it, that electron is excited up to the highest state, and then when it rests back down, when you take the light away, you get colour. And then I know that the fluorite specimens up there are really rich in rare earth elements. So
that's why it's so well known.
Yttrium, cerium, europium.
Just to clarify, this is not radioactive.
No.
Alan, we're gonna do a closer look, but since you're my guest, I'm gonna give you the honors.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I want hold that piece and hold it up to the camera and tell our awesome fellow gem nerds what you want them to take a closer look at.
The first thing that caught my attention here was the colour. Beautiful emerald green, and then the second thing is the crystal shape.
Okay.
And that lends you to think, right, it's bright green and it's cubic, like here.
Right here.
Some of them are elongated as well. And actually, if you look really carefully, you might pick up these tiny markings on each crystal face, sort of curved lines, and they're called terrace markings. And fluorite, that's just the simple, how it's grown, is captured how the layers have laid down. And sometimes you can see them at the sides. I'm not sure, can you see them at the sides on those crystals? Yeah, look, you got one, they've got right there.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, and here you get some twins. So here's a twin here. Sometimes you get crystals that are untwinned, but a lot of the crystals from this mine do have these interpenetrant twins. They're called interpenetrant cubic twin crystals, which is very, very common in fluorite from this area.
Huh.
And of course, look at the side. This thing was in a cavity, quite shallow cavity like this. And so the crystals have grown up, and then it's got air or space or void, and it's allowed the specimen to crystallize into the cavity to realize the crystal shape.
I do have one question for you.
Yeah.
Why are these not as developed as these?
That's a really good question. It's all down to the fact.
Nutrients that some.
I think there's a limited nutrient package in there. I know some of these.
So
I know
these
that
guys were a little bit greedy.
they just, what you do get is you get nucleation at certain points.
Okay.
And you get they call it an activation energy, and some crystals have a higher activation energy, and the atoms are preferred to nucleate on those areas rather than all over. So you often see many specimens that have a nice crust of tiny crystals and then one huge one. And then the huge one is where a lot more atoms have been laid down. So it's quite an interesting, when you look at specimens, you can tell quite a lot about the crystallization history of the specimens themselves. And also for me is being British.
Yes.
It sort of tugs at my heartstrings because I love England.
Do you feel like you're at home?
I love British, and it's just like, yep, another great classic which people are appreciating all around the world from our relatively small but wonderfully geologically diverse country.
How big is England compared to the United States? Is it like the size of New Jersey or something like that?
You know what? I don't know.
A little bit bigger. I don't know. Or Texas?
Yeah, it's probably, yeah.
The size of
California,
Texas?
about the size of California lengthwise. Actually, California's quite long, yeah. It's about about 600 miles.
Yeah, I know.
Top to bottom, and about 450 from Kent to Cornwall. And I'm going to get a ruler out tonight and then look at my times atlas and then measure it.
All right, everyone, I want you to take a closer look here. You can see the crystal and then limestone. Alan pointed that out, and I thought that was probably the coolest thing that you taught me today. That
Really?
and that biscuits or cookies. So usually I do the outro. I tell everyone goodbye by myself, but since I unboxed with you,
Okay.
I'm gonna have you help me tell everyone goodbye.
Okay. Thank you for watching today. You've seen the most amazing mineral from England. It's a beautiful specimen. If you really enjoyed this, then please press that button somewhere down there on your laptop or your screen, and you subscribe to the channel. We really want to make this a success because we want to get as many as we can. And I hope you enjoy this. And the more people that subscribe, the more videos we can do, and the more great stuff we can get on. So thank you very much.
What he said.
Next episode, I'm here now with JTV, and with me I've got Natalie left last week.